Good morning, welcome to this week's Monday Muse. I made a bad decision last week. I was riding my bike. It's a few years old, but it's quite a nice bike. But it's not made for going off-road. And I decided to ride it across a bit of beach that was not good for it. Very quickly, I had to face the consequences and realise that having found myself in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing, that I'd done some damage. What happened, it turned out, was that I'd broken a spoke. If I'd have just carried on regardless, carried on riding, I would have done more damage. More damage to the bike. The spoke would have got mangled around the wheel, maybe even done damage to the frame of the bike. And it would have caused me even greater trouble in the first place, in the future. I had to stop. I had to carry the bike from there to make sure it got home. I had to make a decision not to carry on riding it, which could have done further damage to me and to the bike. And I had to acknowledge that I'm not going to be able to fix that bike by myself. I've brought it home, I carried it home, and I'm going to have to seek some support and take it to a shop or an expert in order to get it fixed. I wondered if sometimes in our lives we found ourselves in the wrong place, or we've made some bad choices and done the wrong thing, and it's done us some damage. And sometimes in that situation we've carried on and the situation has got worse. And that might be true for you, it might be true for you in the past, it may be something that you're experiencing now. But the reality is we need to stop and take responsibility for our mistakes or for the things that have gone wrong, and realise that there's some damage, and that if we don't work on that damage and get some support and some help, then things might just get worse. So the good news is that we can turn to each other, we can support and love one another, and find the help to journey through and deal with things. But also we can turn to God and we can look to Him, and we know that if we turn to Him, He restores us, He will heal us, He will have His grace upon us, and we will be able to walk forward and be raised up with Him on wings like eagles, according to Isaiah 40. We often think of Jesus as being compassionate and kind, and the fact that we can cast our anxieties and our cares onto Him. But it's not just a New Testament idea that God is kind and gracious. In fact, the broken spirit is talked about in Psalm 51, and the psalmist writes that a broken and contrite heart you, God, will not despise. If you have got some level of brokenness in your heart or in your life, don't feel that running to God is the wrong thing to do. Running to God is exactly the right thing to do. Turn to Him and allow Him and His people to support you, love you, and to see you restored. I'm going to sing a song for you now, which I hope will help you journey in that place with God. Lord, I come to you, let my heart be changed, renewed, flowing from the grace that I found in you. Lord, I've come to know the weaknesses I see in me will be stripped away by the power of your love. Hold me close, let your love surround me, bring me near, draw me to your side. And as I wait, I will rise up like the eagle, and I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on in the power of your love. Lord, unveil my eyes, let me see you face to face, the knowledge of your love as you live in me. Lord, renew my mind as your will unfolds in my life, in living every day, in the power of your love. Hold me close, let your love surround me. Bring me near, draw me to your side. And as I wait, I'll rise up like the eagle, and I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on in the power of your love. And I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on in the power of your love. So I hope you found that song encouraging and that thought helpful in terms of turning to God. Why don't you, whatever your situation is, whether there's an element of brokenness or whether you're on top of the mountains full of joy today, turn to God, look to Him, and allow Him to be close to you and walk with you through whatever you're dealing with. Let Him take you higher to see things through His eyes.